real question is this: are we living a full life? Are we making the right decisions when it comes to children, marriage, work, faith, and so many more issues we deal with daily? How can we know with confidence we are living a full life?
Welcome to the Full Life Crew podcast. We are your hosts and life coaches, Jareth and Deborah Navarre. We will help you find the confidence in those critical areas of your life. Our goal is to help you bring to your family the support, structure, and providence we all desire so we can live the life we want to live. A complete life, a joyful life, a full life.
We are so glad you're here. Now let's get started.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. This is Jareth.
And I'm Deborah.
And we are the Full Life Crew. And today we're going to be talking about family. Family.
Okay.
And so one of our latest podcasts, What I Did to You, Deborah.
Yes. What'd you do?
Is I did not give you any heads up.
No, this is the first time I've heard what the topic is.
Yes, family.
It's family.
It's family. So, and, we're a family channel. We do a lot of family stuff. What's funny is you do a family channel, but when it comes to family, there's everything from finance to friends, to family, to food. I mean, in a family, you do just about everything. So when you say you're a family channel, there's like so many topics. But today's particular topic is on family. And the reason I'm doing this to you is because I know when I give you a script.
Oh, it's terrible. Like, I like spontaneous, hey, this is what we're talking about today.
Yeah, so I know that you do way better when I just hit you off the cuff.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think you find it more fun.
It is more fun because I'm like on the edge of my seat. Ooh, what's next?
Okay, well, how about this? It's been a while since we've done a podcast, so just to get everybody caught up, we just finished Christmas and New Year's. It was crazy around here, lots of fun. We made our annual Christmas video. We just haven't got it to production yet.
It's a little busy, There's so much going on at Christmas. And then the week after Christmas, we end up with 3 birthdays.
So yeah, we just finished Christmas and New Year's. And it's like super busy for us because these are the things we have going on. We have baseball. We have basketball. We have basketball. Because we have so many kids and they all play all these sports. And then we're, we do other stuff, lots of other things and then you have just cleaning the house during the holidays.
Oh gosh, the house is still in disarray.
And we cleaned it the other day. And then the moment,
the kids are like, whoa, look, it's clean. Yeah. And then they pull out everything again. There's toys everywhere.
You remember that short I showed you where that
Yes.
guy was cleaning up and then there's playing this very ominous music and he's clean and there's a short, I wish I could find it again, but there's he's cleaning up toys and he's in the corner of the room and you hear this really ominous music and you're thinking to yourself, what in the world? Why is there ominous music while a guy's cleaning up the living room? And sure enough, these 2 toddlers come into the shot and it films them as they're walking in from behind the camera. One of them's dragging a golf club or something.
One of them's got the baby by the hair.
One of them's dragging the baby doll by the hair. And it's anyway. And that's how it feels around here.
Yes.
The moment you clean up,
here they come.
And they tear everything apart and it's aggravating. I've actually come to terms with it. I will never have a clean house. I've been to people's houses and I look around how do they keep their house this clean? Even if we had a maid,
it would not stay.
No, the maid would be y'all are terrible.
She would quit.
She would quit. She's I just cleaned that. Now you're
She would quit. Be like, I'm out. Sorry.
The dishes and the laundry seem to be an ongoing nightmare.
Well, it's because we cook every day.
I'm literally thinking about going to a paper plate, paper cup policy. Find something that's recyclable. I can even go dig a compost box or something if it'll make everybody feel better, and that way we don't have to wash.
The dishes and silverware we use, that's not too bad because you can throw them in the dishwasher. It's all the extra pots and pans and things like that you use to cook.
Yeah.
That has to be hand washed.
And
that everybody looks at and says, "Oh, I did the dishes," and I'm like, "Well, there's still dishes there." Oh, I unloaded and loaded. Nobody wants to take the time to hand wash.
Well, it seems like it's a never-ending battle, and
it is.
Like, it's like people are like, oh, the only things guaranteed in life are death and taxes. No, there's laundry and there's dishes. Like, all the time. All the time. It's so aggravating. Like, it's like, I'm going to do something. We're going to paper plates.
Paper plates.
Paper plates.
Paper clothes, too. Just toss them in.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, Deb. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Except for my underwear.
You recycle clothes?
There are some days where I feel bad and I don't want you to wash so much, so I'll wear the same thing I wore maybe 2 days before.
You have a couple kids like that too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you ever do that?
Oh, no. I always wash my clothes. I stink. If I'm washing them, I'm going to stay clean.
So, yeah, today we're going to talk about family. But before we talk about family, the first thing we need to do is thank the people that make this possible. Have you ever dreamed of owning your own business? Maybe you thought about franchises, but weren't quite sure which one's right for you? Well, let me tell you a little bit about Tikiz. Tikiz is a shaved ice cream, and coffee franchise that started in Boca Raton, Florida, and now has expanded into multiple locations across the U.S. So what makes Tikiz so special? Well, Tikiz offers unique products that people love. Shaved ice cream, and coffee. Not to mention their franchise model is low cost and easy to operate. Tikiz also provides extensive training and support to all their franchisees. So if you're looking for an opportunity to be your own boss, then I urge you to consider Tikiz Franchising. Contact them today at tikizfranchising.com to learn more about the franchise. Yeah, so definitely check out our sponsors. Our sponsors are what make this possible so that we can make this content. And today, let's jump right into the topic, and the topic is family. Now, I find that our podcasts work the best whenever I can ask you a question off the cuff, and it's like raw and it's authentic. I have no idea what you're going to say.
I have no idea what I'm going to say. I haven't heard the question yet.
That's scary. Like, it's scary when you think about it. All right, are you ready? We're going to jump right into it.
Okay, here we go.
Here's the question. So we have a big family. We have 8 kids.
Yes.
2 in college. 1 fixing to graduate, go to college. We have no junior high kids.
No.
We have 2 in high school, 2 in college,
2 in
elementary school, and 2 not at home. So, despite wherever everybody else's family is,
that was 2, 2, 2, 2.
You planned that perfectly,
No, I didn't.
So, no matter who's listening, we can relate to the parents with the college kids, with the high school kids. And we can relate to the junior high kids because we had one last year. We're fixing to have another one. And the elementary kids. And then the parents that have little kids at home. So no matter where a person is listening to our podcast, we are there. All right, so here's the question. Here is the topic of the day. Are you ready? Drum roll, please.
Okay, I'm going to close my eyes so I don't even look at you while you're asking me.
That's weird. Why wouldn't you look at me?
Because I have to focus on the question.
But the whole reason I do these podcasts is so I can stare into your beautiful hazel eyes.
What's the question?
Okay. Here's the question. I can't say your age, right? You don't say woman's age.
I'm pretty sure everybody knows I'm old by now, so it's okay.
Let's just do this. Let's say if older Deborah could go back in time. We watched Back to the Future last night.
Yes.
I love that movie, by the way.
I know you do because you sat there and watched it.
1 and 2.
Yes.
And if I could have found 3, I would have watched 3.
Yeah. Okay.
I just think it's interesting how they can go back and change things. Like we can't.
But why would you want to change something?
That's what I'm getting to.
Like we wouldn't be where we are right now if we changed something.
Okay. Okay, Miss Deborah. Okay. So here's the question.
Okay.
If current age Deborah, we won't say your age, could go back over some period of time, we don't know because we don't know your current age, but talk to a 20-year-old Deborah or a 23 or 25-year-old Deborah, what would you say is the 1, 2, or 1 and 2, or 1, 2, and 3 things that you need to focus on to grow a healthy, happy family? Oh, if y'all could see her face right now. The pondering begins. You want a piece of paper?
One, okay.
Okay.
Don't stress as much as I stressed in the past.
Don't stress.
I stressed over everything.
Like what?
I worried about, did I change? Like, just say, let's go way back to the 23-year-old Deborah and the first child.
Okay.
I stressed over, am I feeding her on time? Am I
feeding her on time?
Yes, like, it was like this stressful deal. Like, I have to raise this child just perfect. Oh, yeah. There are all these books that say you got to do it like this and like this and like this. And if I could go back, I would just say, be a mom. Like, raise your kid, but like, don't stress over this has to be done at this age and this has to be done at that age.
I didn't even know you stressed over like feeding the kid on time.
Yeah, like, then I realized after so many kids, the kid's going to eat when they want to eat.
Yeah.
The kid's going to poop when they want to poop. The kid's going to potty train when they want to potty train.
Yes, potty training, yeah.
So, that would be one.
All right, so number one is don't stress. Man, I had no idea.
And we're talking about family, right? Like
family,
kids and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, don't stress. I find that very interesting. I didn't realize you were stressing over, like, when to feed the kid.
And not just feeding the kid, but, like, there's so many, they put so many expectations on, like, new moms. And, like, they have, like, all these books and they're supposed to be certain things. And as a new mom, like, you want to be, like, the perfect mom. Like,
so if you could go back and write a book, because you have 8 kids, you actually have 9 kids. We lost one. So if you could go back and write a book, what would you label this chapter? Like, how would you label this? Like, just don't stress?
I don't know if I'd put just don't stress, but I think I'd put more of, maybe like embrace your motherhood as far as you and your child. Like, take cues from the child. Like, just like, be a mom. Don't worry about, there are still milestones, like the child's supposed to develop in a certain way, but like, there aren't specific rules like you have to do this and you have to do that. Everybody kind of mothers differently. And you shouldn't look at another mother out there and say, okay, that's how I have to be a mother. Be a mother as you feel. Mother your child like you would want to, not as someone else says.
What does a mother's natural instinct say on when to feed the child? Like, what were your natural instincts telling you?
Okay, well, like, as an infant, you do need to feed them every 2 to 3 hours.
Or if not, the kid will scream.
Yes, or they'll
the only way to
be hungry.
The only way to shut the kid up is to feed it.
Right, but like, okay, so I breastfed.
Yeah.
So like, when the baby's hungry, they're hungry.
So they have cues.
They have cues.
Yeah. But when they're a toddler.
I mean,
well,
they're hungry, and they're going to let you know.
We had an incident yesterday.
Oh, yes.
So yesterday was Wes's birthday. We have a lot of birthdays that happen right now this time of year. Obviously, Deborah flowers in the spring. And
apparently you're the little bumblebee.
I'm the little bumblebee that shows up. So we have a lot of birthdays from November to January. And so anybody looking for someone to hang out with in the spring, let me know. I'll come hang out and visit with you so I can get out of here. Anyway, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, we'll do another podcast on that at a later date. But we have a lot of birthdays right now, and yesterday was Wes's birthday, and it's really hard to plan a birthday. It's really cool when the kid is born on the first of the year, but for the kid, it's a difficult time because it's the first of the year, and you're like, what are you going to do? Like, everything's closed. It's usually cold, but he likes to bowl, so we go bowling, and yesterday we went bowling, and little Jace Wade, he's 5. He just turned 5. His birthday's in November. Another, getting too close to you in the spring. But anyway, So Jace was playing.
He had so much fun. He was bowling.
He was bowling.
And then they wanted to do all the arcade games, but I'm like, no, we come to bowl. So they would just run from machine to machine. There was like no money in them. But they just press all the little buttons and they just run this way and that way and this way and that way.
Yeah, just all the lights and the sounds.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we leave the bowling alley, and he starts to just have a meltdown in the truck. Now, this little dude usually is like, he never acts like this.
No, he's just happy and goes with the flow.
And this guy yesterday was just falling apart and crying and like red face, big tears. I'm like, I thought something was wrong. I thought he was sick. Usually when a kid acts like that, they're like something else, like he's sick.
Yeah.
But he wasn't sick. He was just...
He was hungry.
He was hangry.
He was hangry.
He was hangry.
He was so hangry.
He was emotionally unstable. He was so hungry, you know? Like, and we passed Chick-fil-A and he saw it. And after we passed Chick-fil-A, it was over.
Like he's like, I want Chick-fil-A. I want Chick-fil-A right now. Please get me And he wasn't like demanding. He was just crying.
He was begging. He was begging.
He was begging. Please, I just want Chick-fil-A.
And we were already over the bridge and heading the other way.
And I'm like, buddy, we're already past it. We'll go another day.
Can somebody please open a Chick-fil-A in Sulphur?
No. And I mean, he was just not happy. And then we're like, buddy, it's closed on Sunday anyway. And then we're like, wait a minute, it's Monday. So we're like, great, we can't tell him that. But
anyway, so we got him home, and he was
still crying.
The dude was still messed up. And so we finally, like, Deb went and sat on the couch with him. I was cooking New Year's Day food and nothing he was going to eat. So we also had to go find what he would like, you know, because they don't eat the cabbage rolls,
and peas.
So we went to find what he would like, and I'm cooking that, whipping that up. And so Deb's got him on the couch, you know, trying to settle him down, like, because this is totally out of his character. This is not his style. And he finally settled down. He comes sat at the counter. And once we got food in him, hey, we had our little J-Dub back.
Yeah.
He was back.
He was so hungry. But he was just too busy at the party.
Yeah.
And we had pizza, but he was like, I'm not hungry. I don't want to eat. And it's like you couldn't stop him to sit him down to just say, hey, you have to eat.
And I tried to save him some.
You did.
And I asked him 3 times, do you want to eat? Do you want to eat? And he said, no, no, no. And as soon as I gave the pizza away,
he was hungry.
You know, sitting up on that high table, and here come these 2 little eyeballs poking over the ledge. Hey, Dad, is there any pizza left? I'm like, dude, I asked you 4 times. So I guess what I should have done is I should have just said, no, that is Jace Wade's pizza.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So the kids will give you cues.
The kids will give you cues, yes.
But inside of the mother, there are cues, right?
Yes.
And you know those cues.
So I would go back and tell my 23-year-old self when I first had a baby that it's going to be okay. Take cues from the kid and everything will be all right.
So
You'll be a good mom.
This is interesting for me. So you were stressing the whole time over how to raise the kid, and I'm stressing over how to provide for the kid.
Yeah, more of like, am I being a good mom? Am I doing it right?
Yeah.
Because they put so much, I feel society in general puts a lot of stress on moms to do it a certain way and do it right.
Yeah. Not so worried about us dads then, are you?
I'll worry about you.
I just didn't realize you were stressing that hard over the kids.
Sorry. No,
I didn't know, like stressing over when to feed them. Like,
well, not necessarily that was just an example.
No, I know. So I'm thinking to myself, you probably have a whole list of things. So your whole day was just filled with all these issues that you were struggling with. From food, to sleep, to bathing, to potty training, to walking, to playtime, to all these things. I could just see the list in your head, and you just working through this list every day thinking, am I doing what's best for my child?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is just go with it.
Yeah, just be a mom to your kid. Like,
well, how would another mother listening to this interpret that? Like, relax?
Relax.
Yeah. Relax,
enjoy your kids, and you're doing a good job, you know? You're feeding them, you're bathing them, you're clothing them, you're playing with them, you know?
And the kids appreciate that.
And the kids appreciate it. They're not going to be like, oh, wait, Mom, when I was 1.5, you didn't do this.
Wait a second. We
Because
have a daughter in college.
Nobody remembers at 1.5.
At 1.5? Well, I've heard statements of, well, Dad, when I was little, I've heard that quite a bit.
Well, you know, sometimes their memories aren't quite correct either.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I don't remember at 3 years old that Mom or Dad didn't do something.
So the question is what would you tell your 20-year-old self to do about raising a happy, healthy family? And the first thing would be to don't stress.
Yes.
Do you have any other advice for moms out there that are at some point in all these stages that we're in?
Yes. My other one would be, okay, as far as the kids, don't stress. The second one would be that you definitely need to make time with your husband.
Oh.
Because if
just
you
not in
don't,
the spring.
Just not in the spring. Now, somebody may be out there that maybe they should avoid the winter.
The winter, yeah.
Or the fall.
We do have plants in the garden that do come in different
seasons. But I would definitely have to say you have to stay connected with your husband. Because if you don't, then your emotional support and you are my best friend, as most people know.
Aww.
You know, that connection won't stay there.
We're besties.
Yes, buddy. We're besties.
Don't go there.
That would be my second one.
I don't think there's anything wrong with me referring to you as my buddy.
I love it. I'm your buddy now.
Now, you didn't like it back then.
Years
you were
ago,
20.
no.
So the best advice is if your hubby, your boyfriend tells you or introduces you as this is my buddy, there's going to be a long relationship.
Long relationship.
A successful relationship.
But yeah, my second thing is, stay connected with your husband.
Really? Mm-hmm. Don't stare at me like that. We're getting close to the spring.
We're still in winter.
Okay.
We're good.
Any other advice out there?
Those are my two main.
Oh, yeah.
So, there's lots of advice out there, but those are my two main. Now,
what?
Do you have any advice?
Oh, what would I go back and tell my... Oh,
what would you go back years and years and years ago, like how I put that years and years and years ago, to tell your younger self?
Wow. I, as a man, have evolved.
Yes, I agree.
Wow. That was a big face of I agree. If y'all can't see her face, but wow. She lit up on that. Describe how I have evolved then since I've evolved.
You just have.
Tell me more.
Tell me more. You've become happier. You've become more patient.
I was happy when we were young.
You are happy. There's just a different happy now. You seem content. Like I don't know how to describe it. I feel like you look at all your little peoples and you're like, wow, look at my peeps.
You can use wow, very interesting. Like wow is in today's term, it would be a non-binary term. Because let's say you see this beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm. You'd be like, wow.
With your best friend.
So pretty.
And your best friend walks up and says, look at my new girlfriend. You're like, wow. Or your best friend could walk up with the ugliest woman and you could still go, wow.
Well, you can take my wow any way you want to take it.
So I have evolved as a man, I would agree. If I could go back and tell my 20-year-old self something, I don't think I would tell him to relax. Because if I tell my 20-year-old male self to relax, then I'm not able to sit here and make this podcast with you today. I would be doing a different type of career.
I agree.
I wouldn't be able to sit here with you this morning.
I agree.
So I would not tell myself to relax. What I would tell myself to do is to make sure I don't make it about me. I think what happens to a lot of young men is you can see it in the way they want to get all kind of stuff for them. Like take a truck, for instance. Like Cole's into this phase where he wants to do all this stuff to his truck. What's the point? What's the point of putting all this stuff on your truck? Now, I worked in the car business for years. You put all these things on your truck. So you spend thousands of dollars on your truck. You get no return on your investment. None.
But he thinks it looks cool.
But he's doing it for him. And see, that's what I would do. I would go back and tell my 20-year-old self to make sure it wasn't about me. I would go back and say, hey, look, whatever you're going to do today, make it about them. And you will get way more fulfillment out of it that way. Because when you focus as a man, when you're focused on yourself, it has the tendency to make you as a man look at the people you're responsible for and be like, hey, I've done all this for you. You owe me. But if I go into it not wanting stuff for myself, just to be a giver, then I think that would be the best advice I would have for my 20-year-old self. But that's hard for a 20-year-old to be selfless.
It is very hard.
You know,
because they're still growing. They haven't reached, I guess, manhood yet.
I would definitely advise 20-year-old men to be involved in some type of charity work. You know, growing up, our family was always giving. And so we were always doing something to raise money for this or to help people with this. I think every 20-year-old man needs to be doing something for the less fortunate. If you got 2 hands and 2 feet and you can go to work and you can make money, whether you're making, $100,000, $200,000 a year, or you're making $30,000 a year, you need to, if you can't give money, go give your time. And that will help you to stay in a mode of appreciation, a mode of thankfulness. Because the moment you start becoming prideful and thinking everything's about you, that's when bad stuff happens. Trust me. Been there, done that.
I agree.
You always just agree with me.
I do agree. You have great insights.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's
your number 2?
Oh, my number 2? Oh,
yeah.
Shoot.
Or do you only have 1?
No, I could probably write a list.
Well, you only get 2.
Oh, only 2. Okay.
2 top. I gave you my 2 top. There's a bunch more, but there's your 2 top.
Are you going to want a script next time?
No.
No? Okay.
I like this. This is so much better than a script.
Mm-hmm.
So much better than a script.
Yeah. The script causes you stress, doesn't it?
It does. Because then I feel conformed to this, kind of like the books, as raising your kids. Here's a book. You should do this. A script, I felt like, hey, this is what we have to do, and it just didn't work.
Well, there's the answer. Life unscripted.
Life unscripted.
There you go. There is where we're going to leave today's podcast. When you go out there today, when you wake up and if you're listening to this podcast and you look at your wife and your kids or your husband and your family or whatever, wherever you are in life, just remember life is unscripted.
It is.
It is.
And you have to write the book.
Yeah. There you go. God, dog it. Give me a high five, girl. Excellent job. Until next time.
Life's a journey.
Enjoy the ride. Did you enjoy the podcast? Would you like to sponsor a podcast? If you're looking to advertise your brand, product, or message, our platforms are the best place to do it. We reach a large and engaging audience, and we can help you get your message out there. If you want to learn more about how you can advertise with us, visit us at thefulllifecrew.com/shop. So thank you once again for listening and tuning into our podcast. And just remember, while you're out there trying to live your absolute best full life, life's a journey. Enjoy the ride.